Great, give me a hug.
I don't want to
Give me a hug. Come on, everybody wants to see a husband and wife hug.
Now I'm a chicken blood.
Give me a hug.
Hug
And a smooch.
hug the behind.
Okay, okay. Please. Oh, yeah? Okay. So please, welcome to Little Way Homestead. We are on the second day of butchering, and we wanted to show you our setup so that you could get a sense of maybe what you need, our sort of moderately cost version of how you can do this. Not everything that you see here is exactly cheap, but it's really, really effective. So the first thing I want to show you is the chickens. So we bring the chickens in from the pasture in this old dog crate. Which we got for nothing. I also like to throw a little bit of bedding down for them because all of our chickens have only ever been pastured, and so in our attempt to try to keep them as calm and serene as possible in this process, we like to make sure that they have some bedding on the ground that they can peck at and sit on, so they're not just sitting on bare wire. So these are our birds that are getting ready to go, and then I'm going to move over here. These are our kill cones. It's not a very nice word, but I don't know. We could call them the hugging cone. Is that a nicer way of saying it?
No, they're called kill cones.
Okay, they're called kill cones. Anyway, so this is where we do all of the actual the killing of the animal. I guess that's why they're called kill cones. So the animals will go, the chickens will go in upside down like this, and as you will see, I will gently hold their head through the bottom, give them a little teeny nick across their jugular, and then basically just compress them in the cone so that they feel like they're kind of being held, and they really do gently kind of fall asleep. You'll see that in our demonstration.
And you may be wondering why we have a big one. The big one is for turkeys, for bigger birds, turkeys, ducks.
So the big one's for turkeys, little ones are for, so we can do 2 chickens at a time here on this setup. You can get these kind of stainless steel, which I highly recommend, stainless steel kill cones through Amazon and other places like that for relatively cheap, like 20 bucks. Okay, moving on. Then after the chickens are done there, they go into a hot water bath, which I like to keep around 140 degrees. That is optimal for not really cooking them and really kind of getting the feathers loosened up. So we dip them in here a bunch of times, make sure that we can, make sure that we just get the water in around their feathers. What we have at Little Way Homestead is basically just a giant stainless steel pot I got for like 50 bucks and a camp stove. So here we have just a regular propane camp stove, really cheap setup. This is the most expensive piece of equipment for our chicken processing that we bought. I think this cost us about $350. This is a yard bird. You can defeather 2 birds at a time in here. Come in on this a little bit. So what this is basically is it's got a centrifuge in the center that spins, and the chicken knocks against these rubber little, I don't know what you call them, these little rubber pieces, and it just knocks all their feathers off. It's the most efficient thing. We can get a bird defeathered like you see in the grocery store in about 10 seconds. Okay, moving on. Everybody out? Okay. So this is our evisceration table. Just a simple, straightforward plastic folding table. You need to get it a certain height. You don't want to be leaning over the butchering table all day because it just kills your back. So we like to make sure that it's at least waist high, and that keeps the birds right there in front of you. Okay, moving on. Yeah, I guess we can show some of the knives. So this knife is stainless steel. This is our main evisceration knife, kind of gets everything going. We get a pair of these butchering scissors. This cuts through bone, so it's really easy to lop a head off or a neck. I forget what these are called.
But they're really good for...
What does it say?
Taking feathers off if feathers are really stuck.
I got this tip from Joel Salatin. This is some kind of a tool for, I think, cleaning fish. But basically it's for grabbing the pin feathers out of the birds and giving them a good yank. It's real easy to take stubborn feathers out with.
And also it's really helpful to pull off some of the chicken nails when you're peeling off the chicken feet and they're stuck. You can just clip the end and pull off as well.
I'm hugging you.
Yeah, that's
You like it?
No.
No? Okay, so moving on. This, according to my beautiful bride,
is
the best thing I've ever done in my life.
No, it's not the best thing you ever done in your life. It's just the best functioning thing for us. We used to use a hose, and it was really hard. So Michael put together a beautiful.
So we got a used stainless steel sink
From my
and
parents.
a used beautiful faucet. So now we can, really spray the animals and get them really, really clean. Get the chickens really, really clean. Right here, that's been Joey's job the last 24 hours.
Yep, and we add
Sorry.
we add our soap, so we can wash our hands if we need to with soap and water, so everything is kind of very
Yeah, this
clean.
just makes everything so much easier, cleaner, easier on our backs. And then the last pit stop before they go into freezer camp is they go in here for a cool down bath. Just ice water, and we chill them in there for, I don't know, an hour or so. And then we take them to the bagging station, which we'll show you in a bit. So that's it. This is our basic setup for butchering here this year in 2022. It may change in 2023 as we get.
I don't think so. I
No?
really, really loved it. Yesterday we did this already, and I
Like this setup is that it really allows us to have the most space and the most mobility to have all the children have their own little station in our butchering process.
Yeah, so this year each kid has a station, and it's really beautiful because each kid decided what they wanted to do, and it all really worked out and made it less work on Michael and I when we're all working together. It's really beautiful. Even Isabella did some filming.
Yeah, we'll show
Right?
you that later. In the meantime, I'm going to hug my wife. Yes, I am. Come on. Okay.
Like and subscribe. Now he's on. Like and subscribe.